Happy Easter to all our viewers. Welcome to Goa That Was. I am seg2 here to remind you of the people and events that made news in the week that went by. Two major highlights of last week was High Court wrapping the government for failing in its fundamental obligation to provide proper health facilities to its citizens and appointing its own committee to study the matter and give its report. Secondly, as we were observing Passions of Christ, a divine power brought down the slab of a controversial project which is marring the natural beauty of Goa. But first, week before last, international fashion guru Wendell Rodrigues turned down the invitation by the Times Business Group, a venture of Times of India, to inaugurate Goa property exhibition cum sale in the capital. Wendell Rodrigues is known to be very particular about Goa's ethos and does not miss an opportunity to drill the same into the minds of our brethren. He was also actively involved in scrapping of Regional Plan 2011 and also against SEZs. Immediately thereafter, the Finance Minister Dayanand Narvekar announced an amendment in the Goa Registration Act after detecting more than 400 cases of foreigners purchasing land in Goa. Ironically though, most of Goa's land has already been sold, and it is not only the foreigners who have bought land in Goa. Builders and developers from Delhi, Bombay and Bangalore have bought huge tracts of land in Goa. In fact, Congress President's son-in-law Robert Vadra was scouting for land in Goa last week itself. Thus, you can be sure of one thing, that politicians will not bring about an amendment that will dig a hole in their pockets. Furthermore, the government has shamed the Goans by selling land to DLF builders at Pato, which was earmarked, and even foundation stone was laid for government offices. The government has also to add to the amendment that no non-Goan can buy land in Goa. However, this will not be profitable to our politicians, who have become accustomed to huge kickbacks from builders and developers. Then our Finance Minister was to confer more powers to sub-registrars to scrutinize the land documents before registering the same. Sub-registrars' offices are a fountainhead of corruption. Not a single deed is completed without paying underhand money to the sub-registrars. And we are all aware where this ill-gotten money filters to. And last week, former Transport Minister and Kumbarjoa MLA Pandurang Matkaikar, after being dropped from the cabinet, realized that Digambar Kamath-led government is not an Aam Aadmi government. He not only criticized the Chief Minister over protecting and pampering his voters at Monty Dongor, but went on to call them Ganti and Baile. He went on to accuse the Chief Minister of neglecting the Bahujan Samaj. We wonder what Matkaikar has done for his ST community for the last 3 years, besides dishing out promises, and only after being dropped from the government, he seems to have found his voice to speak out against the policies of the government. Pandurang Matkaikar, who seems to be feeling like the fish out of water, lambasted his ex-cabinet colleagues for only being interested in themselves. We wonder how this man has amassed such huge wealth in a matter of few years. He has threatened to resign from the Congress party if he is not inducted before the budget assembly session, which is tomorrow. Will he really resign tomorrow and give up what powers he inherits as an MLA? Let's wait and watch. Last week, Michael Mannion, one of the witnesses in the alleged rape and murder of a 15-year-old British tourist Scarlett Eden killing, surfaced from his hiding and made his statement to the police. Police does not seem to be very enthusiastic with his statement, as North Goa SP Bosco George informed the news hounds that he has not disclosed anything new that they did not know, and that he would be just another prosecution witness. But unlike the previous week, Scarlett's mother and her lawyer Vikram Verma were under fire. While the police summoned Fiona to the police station to record her statement for being a negligent mother, an NGO questioned the credentials of her lawyer, claiming that he is into land dealings in Goa. In fact, the so-called Supreme Court lawyer has an apartment in Porvorim and is now providing Fiona, her friend Dakini Running Bear, and even Michael Mannion a roof above their heads. It does not look like a charitable cause, as it is not a secret that Fiona will get a huge insurance for the rape and death of her daughter back home. And because of the backing of Goa-based Supreme Court lawyer, Fiona has made some allegations against the Home Minister Ravi Naik and Director General of Police, Brar, saying that they are involved in the cover-up of her daughter's rape and murder. Reacting to the allegations, Home Minister hit out saying that Fiona is trying to divert attention for her negligence and threatened to ban her from entering the country. However, there is more to it than meets the eye. A senior police officer was caught on hidden camera stating that Home Minister's son was allegedly involved with the drug mafia. However, in the same breath, Fiona claims that she does not have concrete evidence to prove her allegations, but circumstances have indicated that it is so. The fallout of the entire Scarlett's episode is that the police have started clamping down on shacks being kept open beyond the prescribed time. And mind you, the police are doing it without the presence of excise officials. The law requires that excise officials with police protection to patrol and enforce that liquor is not sold after 11 p.m. with the exception of licenses obtained by restaurant owners to operate beyond 11 p.m. However, this time round it is the police under direction of Home Minister who are carrying out the exercise. But will this drive continue for long? I doubt it, because in the past such drives have not lasted long for obvious reasons. I feel that even before the controversy behind Scarlett's murder dies down, police will stop the exercise. After all said and done, police have not pursued the allegations of drug mafia being present along North Goa coastal belt, nor has any arrest been made against people involved in drug trade. Though there are allegations that Scarlett was drugged before being raped and murdered. Last week, a huge slab being cast on one of the buildings of the controversial project Aldea de Goa on the Bambolim Hill collapsed, injuring 15 labourers. Aldea de Goa's controversial project has been in the news for some time on lots of counts, like illegal conversion of land, cutting of hills for the purpose of construction residential bungalows, violation of CRZ rules and regulations. However, the developers have the backing of the government and its machinery, and hence the blatant violations are allowed, marring the natural beauty of Goa. The corruption, particularly in this construction, is so deeply rooted that successive governments are blatantly turning a Nelson's eye to the destruction of Goa's hills. Furthermore, even the files of this project are missing from government departments, and even after Chief Secretary of Goa, J.P. Singh, was summoned by the High Court, nothing much has changed. In fact, our sources in the know-how informed us that the construction was being carried out on the disputed area in violation of CRZ rules and regulations, and the contractor was directed to complete the project as quickly as possible. Hence, it is learned that the construction was being carried out without proper structural drawings. Last week, Division Bench of Bombay High Court took serious note of the pathetic conditions prevailing in government-run hospitals and primary health centers, and has appointed a commission consisting of senior and junior advocates to visit and study the functioning and report to them in 3 weeks' time. In what could be termed as a tight slap on the face of Health Minister Vishwajit Rane, the division bench consisting of Chief Justice Swatantar Kumar and Justice Nelson Brito, hearing a public interest litigation, observed that hospitals run by the government are below standard. From the time Vishwajit Rane was sworn in as the Health Minister, he has only been promising the skies, but absolutely nothing has changed in functioning of the government hospitals. The advisory council he has constituted stood exposed in the High Court, as many of the members of the council are NRIs who are flown down to attend the meetings, thereby burdening the exchequer. Every month during his press briefings has the habit of rattling some schemes and changes. However, he refuses to answer any queries of the journalist or follow-ups of his earlier announcements. The High Court thought it wise that not only words but deeds are also important, and stepped in to monitor the functions of the government hospitals as the state failed in its fundamental obligations of providing proper health facilities to the common man. That's all we have in Goa that was. I'll be back next week. Before we resume with more news, we'll take a short break.